Hello, welcome back to Daily Speak English.
Hey everyone, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and thought, where did all my money go? If yes, you're not alone. Today, we're going to fix that problem together in English.
My name is Lucy.
And my name is Jack. We help you practice real, everyday English.
If you enjoy our videos, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps us.
Today, we're talking about something super practical and important: money, budgets, and spending habits.
This is such an important topic. Everyone needs to talk about money sometimes, right?
Absolutely. Whether it's with your family, your friends, or at the bank, you need to know how to talk about money in English.
Let's get started. So, Jack, do you have a monthly budget?
Yes, I do. Well, I try to have a budget. Sometimes I follow it perfectly, sometimes not so much. What about you?
I have a budget, and I try really hard to follow it every month. It helps me control my spending and not go crazy with my credit card.
That's smart. Budgets are really helpful, but they're not always easy to follow.
Oh, no, they're not. So let's talk about income first. That's the money you receive from your job or other sources.
Right. Lucy, how often do you get paid?
I get paid once a month. My salary goes into my bank account on the last Friday of every month. It's always such a good feeling when payday arrives.
Oh, I bet. I get paid twice a month, actually. I receive my paycheck every 2 weeks, so I get money more often, but in smaller amounts each time.
That's interesting. Some people really prefer that system. It helps them manage their money better throughout the month.
Yeah, exactly. So after you get paid, what's the first thing you do?
The very first thing I do is pay my rent. Rent is my biggest expense by far. It's the most expensive thing I pay for every single month, so I pay it immediately to make sure I don't forget.
That's really smart. Rent is my biggest expense too. I pay about 40% of my salary just for rent. It's honestly a lot of money.
40%? That is a lot. I pay about 35% of my income for rent. Housing is so expensive these days, especially in big cities.
It really is. It is getting worse every year. After rent, what other bills do you pay?
Well, I have my electricity bill and my water bill. Those are my utilities. I pay them at the beginning of the month, too. They're usually around $80 or $90 total.
That's not too bad. My electricity bill is definitely higher in the summer because I use the air conditioner constantly. Sometimes it reaches $120 or even more.
Oh, I totally understand. Air conditioning uses so much electricity. Do you have other regular bills?
Yes, I have my phone bill. That's about $50 every month. And I have internet at home, which is another $60.
Same for me. My phone bill is $45, and my internet is $55. These bills never really change, right? They're basically the same every single month, so they're easy to plan for.
Right, those are called fixed expenses. The amount stays the same. But we also have variable expenses, and those change every month.
Yes, exactly. Like groceries. That's definitely a variable expense. Some months I spend more on food, some months I spend less. How much do you usually spend on groceries, Jack?
I usually spend about $300 a month on groceries. I go to the supermarket once a week, and I spend about $70 or $75 each time.
That's pretty similar to me. I spend around $250 to $300 on groceries. I try to buy healthy food, but healthy food can be really expensive.
It can be so expensive. Fresh vegetables and fruit cost a lot. Sometimes I buy frozen vegetables because they're much cheaper and they last longer.
That's a really good idea. I do that too. Now let's talk about eating out. Do you eat at restaurants often?
I try not to eat out too much because it's so expensive, but sometimes on Friday or Saturday night, I go to a restaurant with friends. Maybe twice a month. Each time I spend about $40 or $50.
So that's about $80 to $100 a month for restaurants. That's pretty reasonable.
What about you? How often do you eat out?
I eat out more often than you, I think. Maybe 3 or 4 times a month. So that's probably around $150 total.
That's still okay. Eating out is fun, and it's a nice break from cooking. It's a small luxury.
Exactly. What about coffee? Do you buy coffee outside or make it at home?
Oh, yes, I buy coffee almost every single day. There's a coffee shop right near my office. I stop there every morning before work. One coffee costs about $4.
Every day? So that's $4 times 5 days a week? That's $20 a week.
Yes, and that's about $80 a month just for coffee. I know it's a lot.
It is a lot, but I totally understand. Coffee is important. For me, I actually make coffee at home to save money.
Really? How much does that save you?
Well, if I bought coffee every day for a month, that would be $80 like you. But when I make it at home, it costs maybe only $15 for the whole month.
Wow, that's so much cheaper. I should really start doing that.
You should. But I understand the coffee shop is convenient and the atmosphere is nice.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes convenience costs money, and that's okay. Everyone has different priorities.
True. Now let's talk about transportation. How do you get to work every day?
I take the subway. I buy a monthly pass that costs $90. With the monthly pass, I can take unlimited rides all month long. It's actually a really good deal.
That is a good deal. I have a car, so my transportation costs are definitely higher than yours.
Oh, really? How much do you spend on your car?
Well, I pay for gas, insurance, and parking. So let me think. I spend about $150 on gas every month. My car insurance is $100, and parking at my office is $80. So total, that's $330 for transportation.
Wow, that's much more expensive than the subway. But having a car must be really convenient.
It is. I can go anywhere I want whenever I want. I don't have to wait for a bus or a train. But you're right. It definitely costs a lot more money.
Do you have any debt? Like credit card debt or a student loan?
Yes, I have a student loan. I'm still paying for my university education. Every month, I pay $200 toward my student loan.
That's a pretty big payment. How much longer will you be paying?
I have about 5 more years to go. It's a long time, but I'm making steady progress. What about you? Do you have any loans?
I don't have a student loan, but I do have a credit card. Sometimes I use my credit card for big purchases, then I pay it off slowly over time. Right now, I owe about $800 on my credit card.
Do you pay interest on that balance?
Yes, unfortunately, the interest rate is about 18% per year. It's really, really high. So every month I try to pay more than just the minimum payment. This month I'm paying $150 toward my credit card debt.
That's smart. If you only pay the minimum, the debt takes forever to disappear. Credit card interest is absolutely terrible.
It really is the worst. I'm trying to avoid using my credit card now. I'm trying to pay with cash or my debit card instead. It helps me spend less because I can see the money leaving.
That's a great strategy. Now let's talk about savings. Do you save money every month?
I try to save money, but honestly, it's not always easy. My goal is to save 10% of my income. So if I earn $3,000, I want to save $300.
That's a really good goal. Do you actually reach it every month?
Not every single month. Some months I save $300. Some months I only save $100 or $150. It really depends on my other expenses that month.
I'm exactly the same way. I try to save $400 every month, but sometimes unexpected expenses pop up. Last month, my car needed a repair that cost me $500, so I couldn't save anything that month.
Oh no, that's so frustrating. Unexpected expenses are honestly the worst. That's why it's really important to have an emergency fund.
What's an emergency fund exactly?
An emergency fund is money you save specifically for emergencies, like if your car breaks down, or you get sick, or you suddenly lose your job. Financial experts say you should save enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses.
3 to 6 months? That's a huge amount of money. If my monthly expenses are $2,500, then I would need to save $7,500 to $15,000 for emergencies.
Yes, exactly. I know it sounds like a lot of money. I'm still working on building my emergency fund too. Right now, I have about $2,000 saved.
That's really good progress. I only have about $1,000 in my emergency fund right now. I definitely need to save more.
We're both working on it. Saving money is a long process. It takes time and discipline.
Now let's talk about fun expenses. Do you have any subscriptions like Netflix or Spotify?
Yes, I have 3 subscriptions. I have Netflix for $15 a month, Spotify for $10 a month, and a gym membership for $40 a month. So that's $65 total every month.
I have subscriptions too. I have Netflix, and I also have a subscription to a meditation app. That's about $20 together. I don't have a gym membership because I just exercise at home with YouTube videos.
That saves you a lot of money. Do you spend money on hobbies?
Yes, I love reading. I buy about 2 or 3 books every month. That's usually around $40 to $60. What about you?
I spend money on video games, maybe $50 or $60 every month. It's my main form of entertainment. I play games after work to relax and unwind.
That's nice. Everyone needs something fun. Entertainment is important for happiness and mental health.
Absolutely. Do you give money to charity or donate to causes you believe in?
Sometimes, yeah. I try to donate about $25 every month to a children's charity. It's not a huge amount, but it feels really good to help.
That's wonderful. I donate to an animal shelter, about $20 a month. It's a small amount, but every little bit helps those animals.
Absolutely. Every dollar makes a difference. So, Jack, when we add up all your expenses, how much do you spend every month total?
Let me calculate. Rent is about $1,200. Utilities are $80. Phone and internet are $110. Groceries are $300. Restaurants are $100. Coffee is $80. Subway pass is $90. Credit card payment is $150. Subscriptions are $65. Video games are $50. And donations are $20. That's about $2,245 total.
And you try to save $300. So your monthly budget is about $2,545. What's your total income?
My income is around $3,000 a month after taxes. So after all expenses and savings, I have about $455 left over.
That's pretty good. You have some breathing room. What do you usually do with that extra money?
Sometimes I save it for big purchases. Sometimes I use it for fun things like concerts or weekend trips. Or sometimes I buy clothes or gifts for my family. It depends on the month.
That makes sense. My situation is pretty similar. My expenses are about $2,600, and I try to save $400. My income is about $3,500 after taxes. So I have about $500 left over each month.
It sounds like we both have pretty healthy budgets. We're not spending more than we earn, and that's the golden rule.
Exactly. The most important rule with money is don't spend more than you make. If you do that, you go into debt, and debt is really stressful.
Very stressful. So, what are some good tips for managing money? What advice can we give our viewers?
Well, first tip, track your spending. Write down everything you spend for one full month. This helps you see exactly where your money goes.
That's excellent advice. Many people don't actually know how much they spend. When you track it carefully, you can find surprising ways to save. For example, maybe you're spending $200 a month on takeout food and you didn't even realize it.
Right. Second tip, make a budget. List all your income and all your expenses. Make absolutely sure your expenses are less than your income.
Yes. Third tip, pay yourself first. That means save money before you spend on other things. When you get paid, immediately put money into your savings account.
That's such a great tip. If you save first, you won't be tempted to spend that money later.
Fourth tip, avoid unnecessary debt. Don't buy things with a credit card if you can't pay it off quickly. Credit card interest will destroy your finances.
Very important. Credit card interest is ridiculously expensive. Fifth tip, build an emergency fund. Start small. Even $500 can really help in an emergency situation.
Absolutely. And tip number 6, look for ways to reduce your expenses. Can you cook at home more? Can you cancel subscriptions you don't actually use? Small changes really add up over time.
They really do. If you save just $10 a week, that's $40 a month and $480 a year. That's a lot of money for a vacation or emergency.
It is. Okay, now let's talk about some important vocabulary we use today. Lucy, should we review some key words about money?
Yes, let's do that. We used so many useful words today. It's really good to practice them.
Let's start with budget. This is probably the most important word. Lucy, what does budget mean?
A budget is a plan for your money. It shows how much money you have coming in and how much you will spend. For example, I made a budget for this month. Or, I need to stick to my budget.
Perfect. So a budget helps you control your money. It's like a roadmap for your finances. Next word, expenses. What are expenses?
Expenses are things you spend money on. They are your costs. For example, rent is an expense, food is an expense, gas is an expense. You can say, my expenses are very high this month.
Good. And we talked about two types of expenses, fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses stay the same every month, like rent. Variable expenses change, like groceries.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the word income. What is income?
Income is the money you receive. It's usually money from your job, your salary, but it can also be money from other sources like investments. For example, my monthly income is $3,000, or I need to increase my income.
Great explanation. So, income is money coming in. Expenses are money going out. If your income is bigger than your expenses, you can save money.
Next word, debt. This is important but not always a happy word. What is debt?
Debt is money you owe to someone. It's money you borrowed and need to pay back. For example, if you have a credit card and you owe $500, that's debt. Or if you have a student loan, that's debt. You can say, I have $10,000 in debt, or I'm trying to pay off my debt.
Good. Debt isn't always bad. A student loan can help you get an education. A mortgage helps you buy a house. But too much debt is definitely stressful.
That's true. Okay, let's do one more word. How about afford? This is a very useful verb.
Ah, yes. To afford means to have enough money to buy something. For example, I can't afford a new car right now, or can you afford to go on vacation this year?
Exactly. If you can afford something, you have enough money for it. If you can't afford it, it's too expensive for you. This word is super common in money conversations.
So let's summarize the key words. Budget, your plan for money. Expenses, things you spend money on. Income, money you receive. Savings, money you keep for later. Debt, money you owe. And afford, to have enough money for something.
Perfect summary. These 6 words will help you talk about money confidently in English.
Now, Lucy, can you make one sentence using 3 of these words?
Let me try. My income is pretty good, but my expenses are high, so I can't afford to save much money right now.
Excellent sentence. You used income, expenses, and afford. That sounds really natural.
I hope our viewers can try this too. Make a sentence using these words and practice.
Yes, please practice. You can even write a sentence in the comments below. It's great practice for your English.
Well, Jack, we covered so much today. We talked about so many aspects of budgeting and money management in English.
We really did. This was a long conversation, but I think it was incredibly practical and useful.
Let's summarize what we learned today for our viewers.
Yes, let's review. Today we practiced how to talk about money, budgets, and spending habits in English. This is such an essential conversation skill.
We started by talking about income. We used phrases like, I get paid once a month, or my salary is $3,000. These phrases help you talk about the money you earn.
Then we discussed expenses in detail. We talked about fixed expenses like rent, utilities, and subscriptions. We also talked about variable expenses like groceries and entertainment.
We learned how to say how much things cost. For example, my rent is $1,200, or I spend about $300 on groceries. These are very practical, everyday phrases.
We also talked about saving money and building an emergency fund. We discussed useful tips for managing your budget better.
And we reviewed important vocabulary: budget, expenses, income, savings, debt, and afford. These words are absolutely essential for any conversation about money.
That's right. So, for everyone watching, you now have all the tools to talk about your finances in English. You can discuss your budget with a roommate, talk about expenses with your family, or have a confident conversation at the bank.
This is such a useful skill. Money is a huge part of everyday life. Being able to talk about it clearly in English is really important.
Absolutely. And now it's time for our favorite part of the video.
Yes. The question of the day.
Today's question is, what is your biggest expense every month?
That's a great question. So tell us, what do you spend the most money on? Is it rent? Is it food? Transportation? Student loans? Something else?
Everyone's situation is different, and we want to hear about yours. Please share with us in the comments.
You can write something like, my biggest expense is rent. It costs $800 a month. Or, my biggest expense is my car payment. I pay $350 every month.
Any answer is perfect. We want to hear about your life and your budget.
And remember, when you write in the comments, you're practicing your English writing. This is a safe, friendly place to practice.
Exactly. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just try your best. And please use some of the vocabulary we learned today.
Try to use words like expenses, budget, income, or afford in your comment. We read so many of your comments, and we love hearing from you.
It helps us understand what topics you want to learn about next. Your feedback is really valuable to us.
And if you see another person's comment, feel free to respond. You can say, that's similar to me, or that's interesting. It's a great way to practice conversation skills.
We're so grateful to have this amazing community of English learners. You're all working so hard to improve your English.
Learning a language takes time and effort. But with consistent practice every single day, you will get better and better. Just keep going and don't give up.
So please keep practicing. Try to have a conversation about money in English this week. Talk to a friend, a family member, or even practice alone in front of a mirror.
And remember to like this video if it was helpful. Give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe to Daily Speak English so you don't miss our next conversation.
What should we talk about next time, Jack? Do you have any ideas?
I think we should talk about shopping. How to talk about buying things, returning items, asking for discounts. What do you think?
That's a perfect idea. Shopping vocabulary is incredibly useful. Or maybe we could talk about health and going to the doctor.
Both are great topics. Everyone, please tell us in the comments what you want us to talk about next. What topic would help you the most?
Yes, please let us know. We want to create content that helps you learn the English you actually need in real life.
Okay, everyone, that's all for today. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Thank you for learning and practicing with us. You're all doing an amazing job.
Keep up the great work. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep learning and keep practicing.